I want to walk into your bathroom with you for a few minutes. But before I do, I need to make you a promise. I am not going to scare you. This subject, the idea of chemicals in everyday products affecting your hormones, is absolutely drowning in fear-mongering and people selling you a $40 detox cure for a problem they invented. I am not doing that. So let me be straight with you about what this video is and is not. Nobody can look at you and tell you that a shampoo gave you a hormone problem. What the actual science shows is more modest and more useful than that. A number of common ingredients are what researchers call endocrinactive, which means they can interact with the body's hormone system, and regulators around the world have looked hard at several of them and acted. Your exposure to most of them is small, and the dose matters. But here's the thing. Reducing that exposure is cheap, easy, and costs you basically nothing, so why wouldn't you? That is the whole video. 12 things on your bathroom shelf, what is actually known about each, and the simple swap. No panic. Number 1. The word fragrance, or parfum, on the label. This is the big one, because that single word is a legal loophole. A company can hide dozens of undisclosed ingredients under it, and one common family used to make scent last longer is a group of chemicals called phthalates. Certain phthalates are the most studied endocrinactive compounds in this whole conversation, studied enough that they are already restricted in children's toys. The swap could not be simpler. Look for products labeled fragrance-free, or ones scented with named essential oils instead of the mystery word. Number 2. Antibacterial soap. Here is one where the regulators already agreed with the concern. The main ingredient in old antibacterial soaps was triclosan, and in 2016 the FDA banned it from consumer soaps, partly because makers could not prove it was any better than regular soap, and partly because of endocrine effects seen in animal studies. The swap is the best swap in this entire video, because it is free and it works better. Plain soap and water. That is it. Plain soap removes germs just as effectively, and you already own it. Number 3. The vinyl shower curtain. That distinctive new shower curtain smell, the plastic Y1 that fills the bathroom for the first week, is the curtain off-gassing. Soft vinyl, which is PVC, is kept flexible with plasticizers, often phthalates again. The swap is cheap. A fabric curtain, cotton or polyester, or a liner labeled PEVA instead of PVC. No smell, washable, done. Number 4. Parabens. These are preservatives that show up in lotions, shampoos, and conditioners, and a couple of them, the longer chain ones like propyl and butylparaben, are weakly estrogenic, enough that the European Union restricted some of them. The swap costs nothing extra. Paraben-free products are everywhere now and not more expensive. Just check the label. Number 5. The plug-in or aerosol air freshener in the bathroom. A small, enclosed, unventilated room is the worst possible place to be spraying concentrated synthetic fragrance, which brings us right back to phthalates. The swap is the one I always come back to. A fan, an open window, and a small open jar of baking soda with a few drops of essential oil to actually absorb odor instead of masking it. Number 6. Nail polish. There is a notorious group in conventional polish nicknamed the Toxic Trio, formaldehyde, toluene, and a phthalate called dibutyl phthalate. The good news is the industry responded, and many brands now advertise themselves as 3-free or 5-free, meaning they left those out. The swap is to simply buy one of those, and to paint your nails in a ventilated room, not a closed bathroom. Number 7. Old and heated plastic. The cup by the sink, the storage you keep cotton balls in, anything plastic that is old or that you run hot water through. Older plastics can contain BPA, which is one of the better-known endocrinactive compounds, and which is exactly why so many products now say BPA-free. The swap is glass or stainless steel, and the rule is do not heat plastic. Number 8. Chemical sunscreen, and please hear me carefully on this one, because this is where fear-mongering does real harm. One common chemical filter, oxybenzone, has been flagged for hormone activity in studies, and the FDA has asked for more safety data on it. That does not mean you should stop wearing sunscreen. Skipping sunscreen is far, far riskier than any of this. The swap is simply a different kind. A mineral sunscreen, using zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, protects your skin without the chemical filter in question. Keep wearing sunscreen every single day. Just reach for the mineral one. Number 9. Aerosol hairspray and body spray. Same principle as the air freshener. The product itself may be fine in the open air, but blasting a cloud of propellant and fragrance in a tiny closed bathroom and then breathing it is the avoidable part. Swap to a pump version where you can and ventilate. Number 10. Scented candles in the bathroom. We will spend a whole separate video on candles, but the short version is that a paraffin candle burning in a small, unventilated room adds soot particles and fragrance to air you are breathing in a confined space. Skip it in the bathroom, or choose a beeswax candle and run the fan. Number 11. Talc-based powder. Some talc powders have, over the years, been the subject of serious concern and recalls over contamination, and a number of companies have moved away from talc entirely. The swap is easy and you may already have it in the kitchen. A cornstarch-based powder does the same job. Many baby and body powders are now cornstarch-based for exactly this reason. Number 12. And this one is genuinely a medical advice point, not a chemical one. Scented feminine products. The perfumed washes, sprays, and wipes marketed for intimate use. Dermatologists and gynecologists are broadly consistent on this, that the area is self-cleaning and that added fragrance there tends to cause irritation and disrupt the natural balance rather than help. The swap is the simplest of all. Plain warm water and fragrance-free everything. Your body does the rest. So there are your 12. And I want to bring this back down to earth before you go, because the tone of this matters as much as the list. You do not need to throw out your entire bathroom in a panic tonight. The honest summary is this. These ingredients are under real scrutiny. Regulators have acted on several of them, and the science is still developing and will keep developing. Your individual exposure to any one of them is small, but every single swap I just gave you is cheap or free, and most of them are as simple as reading one extra line on a label the next time the bottle runs out. You do not have to do it all at once. You replace things as they empty. You pick the fragrance-free version, the paraben-free version, the mineral sunscreen, and over a few months your whole shelf quietly turns over without you spending a dime more than you were going to spend anyway. And one more thing, because I would be doing you a disservice if I left it out. If you actually have a hormone concern, real symptoms, real worry, the answer is not a YouTube video, and it is definitely not a $40 detox tea. The answer is a doctor who can run actual tests. This video is about the easy, low-cost stuff you can control on your own shelf. It is not a diagnosis, and I am not pretending it is. Let me also give you the single most useful habit, the one that makes this whole list easy, because I do not want you standing in a store overwhelmed by 100 labels. It is this. Learn to read the back of the bottle, not the front. The front of the package is marketing, words like natural and clean that mean almost nothing on their own. The back is where the actual ingredient list lives, and that is where you look for the handful of words from this video. Fragrance or parfum. Paraben on the end of a long word. The letters PVC, triclosan, oxybenzone, talc. If you just learn those few words and glance at the back of the bottle the next time something runs out, you will quietly upgrade your entire bathroom over the course of a year without ever making a special trip or spending $1 more than usual. And notice the thread running through almost every swap on this list, because it tells you something. Over and over, the safer choice was also the simpler, plainer, cheaper one. Fragrance-free instead of heavily perfumed. Plain soap instead of antibacterial. Water instead of a scented wash. The plain version was usually fine all along, and a great deal of money went into convincing you that you needed the fancier, scented, more complicated one on top of it. Now I want to hear from you. Walk into your bathroom, pick up the first 3 bottles you see, and look for the word fragrance or parfum on the back. Tell me in the comments how many of the 3 had it, because I am betting it is most of them, and that surprises people every time. And tell me which swap you are going to make first. If you have already switched to fragrance-free or mineral sunscreen, tell us what you noticed, because your experience helps the next person on the fence. Subscribe and stay with me, because next time we are talking about something a lot of us light without thinking and what it is quietly doing to the air in the room.